Hello, my name is Stephan Newman, and I chose Philip Zimbardo's "How People Become Heroes or Monsters" presentation, simply because I think it's a pretty interesting topic, and at the same time, I think he's an excellent presentator. But at the same time, there's some aspects of his presentation that are flawed. The main, the thesis of the presentation was to show that um, good people can become bad and bad people can become good as long as they're placed within this right social environment. He first illustrates this by showing pictures from Guantanamo Bay, and I think that's kind of the hook, the first hook at least, of his presentation, where it's just a large amount of shock value. And since 9/11 is still fresh, it's still a fresh wound, even now, and I think the presentation was made about a year or two ago, it really captured the audience to be interested, whether politically or emotionally or just for just a lot of reasons. Um, and he was trying to defend the soldiers in a sense that it was the blind authority that was placed upon them that led them to their actions. Where it was just they've conducted experiments before that show this and that they knew this, and they still went ahead and gave all the authority to um, lower ranked soldiers and prison guards. Um, He's very, I think his main pathway through connection to the audience is through his own personal experiences. Towards the beginning of the video, around 3 minutes, he describes that he grew up in the Bronx from not a very wealthy family, and he saw other children who were really good people, but fall into bad ways, and really bad people turn into good ways. So he kind of makes a bridge between that, showing that he has lived that, and here's some scientific proof behind his theory. And he does this through the presentation. He eventually shows a picture of his wife that stopped an experiment that he was conducting, which is also another important part of the presentation. That part starts around 10 minutes into the presentation, and he took a bunch of college boys and made half of them into prison guards and the other half into prisoners, and it became so volatile so quickly. So many kids were having emotional breakdowns that they had to stop the presentation early, and it was his wife actually that came to him and told him that these were boys, that they were not actually prisoners, and that he had somehow also became indifferent to the actions of the guards quickly. I think, as far as the Ten Commandments go, his main strive is passion, the third one, but he's also, I think that's also his flaw in a sense, where he gets very caught up. He trips himself up a lot when he's speaking. He doesn't slow it down and try and articulate himself. Like sometimes it's kind of hard to understand what he's saying. It's also a lot of information to try to be taking quickly. Like you're trying to digest all the information while he's just pouting more and more and more at you. I think, in a sense, his passion is what makes it so interesting, but it also lets him down in a sense. This kind of leads me to think of how I would try to lead my presentations, because mine's kind of the same way, but in the reverse. It's like I'm thinking about what I'm going to say before I speak, and so it's kind of slow, almost monotone. So I want to try and bring that up a little bit so I can actually entertain and grasp the audience. And in his presentation, I think he should have used more jokes or like more laughter, try and make light of the situation instead of making it so grim. Like I see a lot of people like leaving the audience room with a sour taste in their mouths just because there wasn't much like resolution from the experiments. So I think that would have been important. And thank you for watching.